We can probably all relate to the Jews at least a little bit, where they kind of yell at Jesus. They're like, if you're the Christ, if you're the chosen one, if you're the promised one, just tell us plainly. Like, just come out with it already. And of course, Jesus is like, isn't that what I've already been doing? He's performing all of these signs, which we remember, signs are not just nice things that Jesus did for certain people, like these healings or these miracles, but they're pointing to another reality. They're pointing to who he is, that he's fulfilling these prophecies. He's saying, this is who I am. They're basically saying, like, hey, pay attention. And then just in case they missed it, he says, the Father and I are one, meaning God and I are one. I am that person that you're waiting for. He's very forward with it, and yet they continue to miss it. And we may think, how could they possibly miss this stuff? But we do that all the time. How often have we fallen into the trap of thinking like, oh my gosh, like, God, where are you in this situation? Where are you in my struggles or in my family member or my friend's struggles? Where are you in this suffering? You know, are you going to come through for me this time? Like, those thoughts come in all the time, and I can only imagine God maybe thinks the same thing. Like, how many times do I have to come through for you before we realize it? But a spiritual director in the seminary once told us that the greatest enemy in the spiritual life is a bad memory. That we so easily forget everything that God has done for us. We forget his mercy in the sacrament of confession. We forget how he's been our strength through those difficult times. And that in those difficult times we may not have noticed God present, but then upon reflection we see there's no way we could have done it without him. And yet, when we hit another difficulty, what do? God, you're not here. Show yourself. Reveal yourself to me, just like the Jews are asking God, Jesus to reveal himself to them. But today, let us ask the Lord to help us to remember all the good things he's done for us, how he's been our strength through thick and thin, and how we receive that strength most powerfully here at this altar in the most holy Eucharist, to not just get through whatever we have, but to really grow through it with God's grace and God's strength.